Hey Koda competitors, we've had a lot of questions on the upcoming cycles and the different programming for regular class, along with the aerobic, gymnastics, and strength bias. So we wanted to go over what's going to be upcoming in each of those programming tracks, and then also how to approach that with doing class and then doing some extra work on top of it throughout your week.
Hey guys, I want to talk a little bit about this gymnastics track and kind of what you can expect going forward. So really with this gymnastic track, we sort of have two pieces that we look at, right? We look a lot into the warm-ups, and the warm-ups really have three goals. You know, it's some general maintenance with all the gymnastics skill stuff that we're doing to make sure we can keep our body healthy, right? Some structure work to keep us strong so we're able to make the progression that we want to make, and then skill work so that we're able to refine those skills, you know, just in kind of a low intensity warm-up environment. Now, the second goal is going to be creating density. And so what we're looking for is deep sets of gymnastics works. And so you're going to see a lot of stuff where we're, getting deeper and deeper unbroken sets as we go through this. And that's really the goal, is to be able to do big, deep sets of gymnastics move, whether that's handstand walks or muscle ups or handstand push-ups or any of that stuff, and be able to do them unbroken. You're going to notice that as we're starting this cycle and resetting, that we're really going to have low intensity right now, and that this intensity, you know, throughout the weeks is going to increase. But we're going to try to keep the deep sets. So we're going to try to keep deep sets of gymnastics works, but make the intensity go up. Now, that being said, in order to get something out of this, you kind of have to be able to do a lot of these movements. You need to be able to do muscle ups. You need to be able to do handstand walks. I would say that for right now, if you're struggling with these movements and getting reps of them, I would really look at going and doing Casey's strength track and working on the stuff that he's putting in there that's going to set you up for success to be able to do the movements. Now, if you can already do the movements, then we're going to try to progress onto this gymnastics track and see if we can make some gains, not only in making deeper sets, but also deeper sets while we're under fatigue.
Hey guys, I want to give you a quick little input on where we're going with the strength bias track. So many of you guys know that in regular class, we started a linear progression this week, starting with today. We're gonna do a lot of maxes this week, and then we're gonna build on that throughout the coming weeks. And then also some conditioning going on in our base class programming. So with that linear progression, I really want you to focus on hitting those days that we're doing heavy lifts, such as Tuesday this week, we're doing CrossFit total. So I want you to hit that hard. And then same thing on Friday, we're doing some maxes there. Make sure you come in ready to go, be ready to hit those and put up some big numbers. In the strength bias track, you'll see, many of you know that we started also this week an Olympic lifting cycle. So those are 2 days a week. Pretty high volume. You're looking at about an hour worth of programming there in addition to regular class. So pretty high volume those days. So we have linear progression in class, and then we have Olympic lifting cycle starting. So for specific workouts that are only in the strength bias track, you'll see some gymnastics kind of bodybuilding stuff. So what we're trying to do is, instead of hitting some more barbell movements or any more linear progression, we're trying to add some size and some strength using some gymnastics type stuff. So you'll see today in the strength bias on Monday, it has 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 of weighted pull-ups. So what we're trying to do is find like a 10 rep max of some variation of pull-up, and then an 8 rep max, and then a 6 rep, 4 rep, 2 rep, with just about 2 minutes rest in between. So each set should be almost near failure, and then we're gonna finish out today with some burnout sets of some curls and bent over rows with some dumbbells. So get a nice pump going on. On those days, our volume should be a lot lower. So if you take today's class workout, we have on Monday, we have 30 minutes of basically some sweat, 3 workouts where we're sweating a lot. And then after class, you can knock out that 30-minute session, get a nice pump going on, hopefully get some volume going. But overall, today, we're looking at like an hour and a half worth of volume. Whereas tomorrow, though, if you do class, we're doing a CrossFit total plus Olympic lifting cycle. You're looking at about 2 hours of volume. So then we have a rest day on Wednesday, hit it pretty hard on Thursday. Friday, the volume's a little bit lower. Saturday, we'll mix in some Koda jack, stay with our bodybuilding type stuff. So that's kind of like where we're headed with the strength bias track. That'll be over the next several weeks, staying in line with this. If you have questions, shoot them our way. Thanks.
For the aerobic track, there's going to be 3 different types of workouts peppered into the week according to where you are in the season and kind of what your goals are going forward. So Engine 1 is really more for the off season. So this is going to be longer aerobic based type workouts. It's going to be more at a lower percentage effort and just kind of grinding through the whole workout at a longer duration, anywhere from like 30 to 60 minutes. So benefits of these types of workouts, we're building our aerobic base. That's the main focus here. We're developing some skills because our heart rate is low enough to be able to learn new skills and adapt to them. And then our benefits are going to be more long-term for this type of workout. So when we build up our aerobic base, that lasts us a long time where we can still see the benefits from that of the work we've put in, even like a year ago. Engine 2 is going to be for people that are in their off season or in season where they have a competition coming up. It's kind of a blend of the two. It's going to be still aerobic base, a little bit more aerobic power, and still adapting to skills because you're going to be low enough heart rate that you're going to be able to still learn new skills, but not quite as long time domains as Engine 1. But benefits from that are going to be both short and long term. So if you have a competition coming up, or if you're in the off season, those types of workouts are going to be great for you to be doing, whether you're in either boat. Now for Engine 3, that's more for if we have a competition coming up. And really I'd say only if we have a competition that we really care a lot about performing well at within the next 1 to 2 months. The reason being, this is going to be a lot more cyclical interval work where you're doing 1 minute on, 1 minute off on the rower, or 90 seconds on, 90 seconds off on the assault bike. Benefits of this, we're increasing our aerobic power, but we're blending the line between aerobic and lactic, and we're actually getting a little bit of lactic buildup in those types of workouts and teaching your body how to flush that lactic acid and reuse it for energy. Now, benefits for this are short term. So what we do here today, we might only see the benefits of for the next month or 2. So if we don't have a competition coming up that we really care about, you're not going to really see the long-term progress of beating yourself down on the rower or the assault bike or with running intervals, only if you have a competition coming up that you really want to prepare well for and peak for. Okay guys, once you've picked a track, how do you go about fitting workouts into your week and how do you approach your week? Before we get into the specifics, I had some overall suggestions. So first off, do class. Prioritize class for a few different reasons. We have a balanced fitness throughout our Koda programming throughout the weeks, months, and years to touch on everything and have balanced athletes come out of that programming. So if you're approaching class throughout the week and you're coming on specific days, you're going to get a balanced fitness over the weeks and the months. Coaching. So no matter how long you've been doing CrossFit, it's always great to have a coach's eye on you. Not just for very complicated things like snatch and clean and jerk and gymnastics moves, but even for aerobic workouts to make sure that you're getting the right response from the workouts when you're approaching it correctly. And lastly, environment is huge. If you're not having fun, you're not going to be making awesome progress. But I would even venture to say that what you think is 100% effort by yourself off in the corner is going to feel like 90% effort when you're doing it with other people and you have other people pushing you. There's just a whole nother level that you'll be able to get to when it comes to strength and power type workouts, even the painful lactic endurance type workouts, if you have others around you that are pushing you and taking you to a whole nother level. Besides doing class, pick a track. So if you're going to prioritize class, you have a balanced fitness, and then we're attacking our weaknesses by picking one of the tracks. I wouldn't try to hop around and create the most perfect programming by doing one strength workout, one gymnastics workout, one aerobic workout. I would have a strong focus on one of those 3 things. Lastly, just overall, as we get into the week planning, do your weakness right after a rest day. So going into that, here's our specific days, laying out a week for someone that's in their off season that's trying to work on aerobic as a weakness. So I just put Thursday and Sunday as a rest day, but those could be any days, whatever works in your schedule. This is based off a 5 days a week working out schedule. You can adjust that if you're working out 4 days. So notice I have Koda class in blue every single day that we're working out, and then we have 3 extra workouts throughout the week. So Engine 1, our aerobic base, that would be coming right off of a rest day, and that would be first in the day before we do Koda class. The reason being, if that's our weakness, we want to hit that right after a rest day. We're going to get the most adaptation from that. And then Engine 2 is going to be right after a rest day, first thing in the day, when we're hitting our MAP 7 type work, that 10-minute mixed modal where we're doing like some row, some gymnastics, or some type of skill work. And then on Saturday, I have Koda class written first, and then doing a Koda jack workout second. So this exact person that has a aerobic weakness can still get some benefit from doing some muscle endurance work. And then having it be last in the week right before a rest day where they won't get quite as much adaptation from this, and we're still prioritizing, your weakness right after a rest day on the other times throughout the week. Big picture, notice that it's only a few extra workouts that we're doing. We're still prioritizing class and 2 rest days a week. Let us know if you have any questions. This is just one example. If you're following the gymnastics track, I would try to follow it exactly how it's written, but adjusting how many of the workouts you're doing according to, lifestyle factors if you recover well and have been used to doing that much training. So let us know if you have questions. We're here to help. Thanks, guys.